Well, here we are once more, with Season 2, Episode 4 of 20 Useless Sonic Facts. The show where I bless your ears with stupid and nonsensical trivia about our favorite Taki-colored porcupine. Now on the 9th video of this series, there's not really much to say that hasn't been said in these intros before, so let's just hop right into it.
They slaughtered Ratchet! I'm gonna tear them apart!
Did you know Mr. Beast was actually once assaulted by a Sonic ice cream bar? On July 2nd, 2022, he posted the video, "I didn't eat food for 30 days. In the video, he of course only drinks water and tries not to eat any food for a whole month. However, only 45 hours into the challenge, all the boys from the Mr. Beast channel drive an ice cream truck up to the house Jimmy's renting, solely intent on messing him up and trying to get him to lose the challenge. However, it gets to the point where they start throwing ice cream bars at him, eventually breaking a window with a pineapple. But in the final shot of the scene, Jimmy gets a Sonic ice cream bar thrown at him through a doorway. It didn't even have the wrapper on, that was just straight raw. Yeah, screw getting a job and paying bills and crap. My lifelong dream is to eventually find the popsicle stick of the Sonic bar that whacked Mr. Beast in the noggin.
That is one poopy butthole, Sam.
Well then pressure wash my ass, Chives!
Sonic has two different cameos in the Bluey world. Firstly, in the episode Keepy Uppy, Bluey and Bingo are playing in their living room, and if you look very far to the corner, you'll see this drawing on the floor. And I don't know about you, but it looks pretty Sonic-y to me. It's got red shoes, spikes, a tan stomach circle, and even a big old black sniffer. And of course, the people who make Bluey, Ludo Studio, are some of the most based creators in the world, considering they have this wall of artwork that they made of Bluey in their studio in Australia. And alongside stuff like Bluey Chewbacca, is Bluey as the original Sonic movie design, officially making this canon to the Bluey timeline.
Frankly, Quinn, I don't give a crap.
In 2019, Sega teamed up with the UK game retailer, Game, to create a full-access bus that was a promotion for the Sega Mega Drive Mini. In the bus, you could obviously play said console, and not really much else, because I mean, it's a bus, what do you expect? But it was still a really cool idea, that's cool that they did. The whole ass bus was wrapped in Mega Drive branding, and had a big ass piece of overused Sonic art on the side of it. Other than that though, there's really not much to talk about, though I do have to say I love this shot from Badnik Mechanic's video on the bus, where there's just this empty room full of a couple TVs and this big ass fan just chilling in the back. What a legend it is.
Hello, it's me, your super
So on the back of Sonic's Ultimate Genesis collection for the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, there's a rather small but goofy error. On the back, they show a screenshot from Angel Island's own Sonic 3, however they label it as Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Absolutely disgusting and depraved behavior I cannot endorse, and it's the same on both PlayStation and Xbox. And thanks to MC Wart.io on the Discord for sending me this one.
My father can't give me away because he's dead.
Here's an image from a promotional event at Pizza Hut featuring Sonic. The store in Manurewa, New Zealand, had a promotion with Sega in which they gave away a Sega Master System in 1994. And there was a Sonic mascot there who I guess walked around and took pictures and stuff. It's not really all too crazy, it's just a really goofy outcome. And also, the tweet that brought this back into the limelight actually got a response from Pizza Hut, officially making this event canon to the Pizza Hut cinematic universe. And thanks to Jiracha on Discord for sending me this one.
You have officially lost your status as a black man.
There's a figure of Megatron with Sonic on him. In 2014, Hasbro teamed up with Sega and Sony to release these two Optimus Prime and Megatron figures. But instead of transforming into vehicles or guns, they both transformed into video game consoles, with Optimus transforming into a PlayStation 1 and Megatron turning into a Sega Genesis or a Mega Drive, depending on where you bought it. But the thing is, both the Mega Drive and Genesis came with cartridge slots, as it does, and they both came with a mini cartridge you can put into it, being either the Japanese or American version of Sonic 1. It can be taken right out, resulting in a little tiny mini version of Sonic 1, which is a really cool and neat thing to have, honestly. This whole thing's a concept no one would even think of, but it's so funny and kinda cool, honestly. Why Megatron would ever need to transform into a giant Sega Genesis, I don't know, but we're all here for him. And by the way, there was a third version made that was completely gold. This thing was only limited to 5 pieces, and was given out as a lottery prize to anyone who bought Sega 3D Classics Collection on the 3DS in Japan. But unfortunately they changed the cartridge on this one to bare knuckle, so this is now useless to me.
I'll kill you! I'll kill your whole family!
So you know that iconic April Fool's Day joke Electronic Gaming Monthly played? The one that said in Super Smash Bros. Melee, if you defeat 20 enemies in Cruel Melee, you'll unlock both Sonic and Tails in the game as playable fighters. Well, as you can assume, a lot of people tried it, and some actually succeeded, but then were befuddled on the character select screen not seeing the furry duo. But then, when all hope seemed lost, EGM, the Chads, when flooded with people sending them proof that they actually did it, asking what they did wrong, or why they didn't get Sonic and Tails, or why their wives left them, it turns out they actually sent those people free copies of Sonic Adventure 2 Battle in the GameCube. What absolute units are they? Imagine some kid sending Electronic Gaming Monthly a letter saying, "Why did you lie to me?" So they send that kid a $60 shrink-wrap video game for free. Good ending achieved.
eBay.
So there's this European commercial for Sonic Generations that's really cringy and kind of stupid, but it takes you for a whirl at the end.
Sonic!
in Sonic Generations, sponsors of The Simpsons.
Sonics.
Because it turns out Sonic Generations is an official sponsor of The Simpsons. As it turns out, Sega Swap Spit with Homie is now a sponsor of the coolest show ever. It all comes to a grand climax at the end, however, where after the earth-shattering announcement, the announcer then takes a bite of the Sonic Generations logo and says,
Sonics.
Truly words to live by in my eyes. And it's goofy because if you think about it, he may be talking about the restaurant Sonic, which is rather humorous to think about.
Dude, this car kicks ass, and I can watch Madagascar while I'm driving.
Lincoln Loud is canon to the Sonic verse. So Nickelodeon has this really weird series on YouTube called Portal Chasers, where it's just pretty stale video game parodies, with Nicktoons characters nobody likes thrown in, plus SpongeBob. They parody such things as Among Us, Subway Surfers, and even goddamn Fortnite. However, in the first episode, they go to a place called Green Slime Zone. And it's clearly supposed to be a spoof of Sonic, obviously, with SpongeBob, Lincoln Loud, Kid Danger, and Ronnie Ann running around and jumping and stuff, then going into a portal to go to the next place. It's nothing that crazy, it'll just be funny to look back at this in 15 years. By the way, I find it funny they've always done these Nicktoons crossover games and specials and stuff, and they have like SpongeBob, Danny Phantom, Timmy Turner, and Jimmy Neutron or something, and they have the same thing now, but all the other guys are gone, but SpongeBob's still there, since SpongeBob's still going. So I like to think that all the other guys died in like some horrific mission accident or something, and now SpongeBob's like sent out to be with all these like B-tier characters no one likes. It's very funny to me.
There goes 10 G's. Oh, nice orange flame. No!
Did you know that Jet wasn't always intended to be a bird? Here are some concept art pieces from the development of writers, showing Jet being a more mammal-like character. I can't tell what specifically these animals are, but they definitely aren't any type of bird. But I mean, what an alternate timeline. Like, imagine if the Babylons weren't even Babylons at all. They were just like jackals or something. Also, side note, there's some art here that has Jet with these weird giant feather hand things. They gross me out, and I'm glad they changed them.
You are not to let go of Eric's hand until you are both back on that bus. Do you understand?
Have you ever seen the Queens Corgi? It's a really crappy animated movie from some studio you've never heard of, and it's quite possibly one of the worst things to ever exist in terms of animation. However, there is one shiny hope at the end of this turd-encrusted tunnel. This film, which is set in the Queen's Castle in England, has Donald Trump. And I shit you not, the person who voices him is Kirk Thornton, the voice of Shadow the Hedgehog.
Worthless. Don't show your pathetic face around me ever again.
An honor to meet you, ma'am. Royal selfie. Cheesesteak!
The same guy has been voicing him since Generations voiced Donald Trump in this movie, and it's quite possibly the funniest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, you could just watch this movie, close your eyes, and just hear Shadow the Hedgehog talking about Queen Elizabeth and corgis and stuff. At least I assume. I'm not watching the movie to find out. Though obviously this was memed to oblivion, and why wouldn't it be? I mean, this circumstance only happens like, what, every trillion years? I swear to God, this has to be the most out-of-context scene in the history of animation.
Is this delightful little muppet?
That's the First Lady, ma'am.
Why does this movie look like it was made by AI?
I need hungry hippos?
He's busy.
So as we all know, people love stealing other people's artwork on the internet. And with today's modern technological advances, people can now make money off of stealing. With NFTs. However, the line was crossed one day when someone decided to upload Tracy Yardley's artwork and turn it into an NFT. This art was done on paper all the way back in 2006 and depicts a bunch of Hedgehog characters together, dubbing the piece Hedgehog Havoc. And then some bonehead put it up on OpenSea for $11.72. Come on, Woody, you're worth more than that.
We are standing next to Benedict Wong!
In May of 2021, Angry Birds held an event called the Retro Games Tournament. The event included a bunch of really cool recreations of classic game characters and their respective worlds, like Mario, Pac-Man, Donkey Kong. However, one of them was entirely Sonic-based, with the level featuring this big statue of what I assume to be Sonic, though it doesn't really look like it, with 3 special types of pig only featured in this level. This one was Sonic's Quills, another one with Eggman's mustache and glasses, and this one that's piss yellow Quills that's supposed to be Super Sonic, I guess. Overall, it's pretty neat, all things considered. Also, there's this other Sonic level that's less interesting that I forgot about. That was from another year, I believe, but who cares?
Drink fish clean out!
So there's this place called T-Turtle, which of course sells t-shirts, as the name implies. However, they used to have an entire line of Sonic-themed ones. They're actually really nice looking and have this sort of chibi, but still unique looking style. Usually remaking some sort of game artwork or making a cute little parody. And not gonna lie, some of it slapped pretty hard. Like, they literally have a t-shirt with Chibi Shadow with guns out saying haters gonna hate. Humanity is only downhill from this. Unfortunately though, it seems they've lost the license and won't be producing any Sonic stuff anytime soon. But at least we got this stuff when we did.
Well, we're boned.
On the Vizzy Pop Shark Robot merch store, they actually included one of the A24 designs on accident. Since normally the only designs I'm assuming they're legally allowed to use on merchandise are the Vizzy Pop pilot designs, as opposed to the redesigns which are going to be in the full show, whenever that is. But this keychain of Sir Pentious actually has the goggles that are only present in his A24 design. Since then it's long sold out, / maybe it got taken down, who knows. But it's just a little goofy goof that's only here to be goofy.
Father.
Yes, Butthead Jr. and Butthead Sr.
As it turns out, Archie made a Sonic reference last year. In September of 2022, they released issue 93 of their web series Bite-Sized Archie, in which on the wall in the background you can see a poster for a video game called Cosmo Frontiers, clearly supposed to be some sort of parody of Sonic Frontiers, given how the character is doing the exact same pose Sonic does on the box art. Kinda funny how the company who ran Sonic Comics for over 25 years actually made a reference to it after the fact.
From the kingdom of heaven, please welcome God.
So in case you didn't see it, because I don't think many people saw the movie, 2023's Transformers Rise of the Beast included a Sonic reference. In the film, the main character Noah Diaz has a walkie-talkie in which he uses to communicate with his little brother throughout the film. In the beginning, it's revealed that they both have code names for each other when they're talking on the airways, with Noah's being Sonic and Chris's being Tails. I mean, it makes sense, the movie takes place in 1994. Other than that, though, there's not really much else to say about it. That's another reference to Transformers in the books. Someone made a play-by-play Sonic 3DS theme. That is all.
You think they live maybe over here? Or maybe they live over here? Or over here?
I'm sorry, just why do you even care about the french fries?
Do you want to die?
In the Gravity Falls Lost Legends graphic novel, there's a story called Don't Dimension It, where Mabel travels throughout the multiverse and meets different versions of herself and such. And there's this page where Mabel's flying through different universes, to which the one on top's an exact replica of Green Hill Zone, with the only real difference being the Mystery Shack in the background and the Sonic 1 level title card that reads Mystery Shack Zone. Pretty neat.
Hour and 43 minutes.
An hour and 43 minutes. Thank you, Mr. Babineau.
So on February 2nd, 2022, police were dispatched to a Florida credit union in DeLand, Florida, in relation to a robbery that had just occurred in the building. However, when they checked the CCTV cameras to see who the culprit was, his face was blocked by a mask, as most criminals are. However, this wasn't just any mask. The suspect was wearing a Sonic the Hedgehog mask. Thankfully, no one was hurt at the scene, but the culprit's images from the security cameras were released online, and it became a frenzy of people going absolutely insane because some guy robbed a bank wearing a Sonic mask. As it turns out, the suspect actually used a hammer. Ain't that some shit? Bro wore the wrong mask. However, it turns out our man left empty-handed, showing that crime doesn't pay unless his payment is the clout he got online. Since this thing was everywhere, people couldn't stop talking about it. There were so many news articles and videos about it. Because, I mean, it's kind of hard to believe. Some guy put the Ruby's Costume Co. Sonic latex face mask on, grabbed a hammer, and then went to go collect some dough GTA style. However, the suspect was never caught, at least from what I can tell, meaning that the Sonic perpetrator is still at large. Hopefully one day justice can be served to the perpetrator of this heinous act against humanity. Hey, what are you in for? Sonic robbery. And there's 20 more useless Sonic facts. As you can assume, there's again not really much else to say in these outros. But I mean, I guess we can now look forward to the next episode where we'll be completing Season 2. Yippee. And getting to our 200th fact. And then we'll have a complete series on Blu-ray, with a special Walmart exclusive pin bundle. That's a good idea. Why haven't YouTube merch companies just like tried to release their like videos like on a DVD or something? I know Scott the Woz did that on VHS. He should do that more. That was cool. Scott the Woz always has really good merch. That whole charity thing he does every year is based. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna go watch Daria. Bye.